Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Xiaoping Wang-Schneringer. My presentation is Chapter 10, Advocacy and Pluralism in Planning by Paul Davidoff. In my presentation, it will cover a little bit introduction, the planner as advocate, the structure of planning. In this section, including two topics. The first is planning by special interest groups. Second is the public planning agency. Continue is definition of the scope of planning, the education of planners. Finally is the conclusion. Davidoff argues for two key changes to city planning in this article. One, a move from unitary to plural planning, in which government planners and advocate planners working for various interest groups would create several complete plans that could better serve democratic decision-making. The second is the role of the planner should move from a physical planners to a comprehensive planners who understand legal and social issues as well as land use issues. This could constitute a change in planning education from unitary to plural planning. Paul Davidoff was a lawyer and a city planner, and responsible for the creation of the advocacy planning, and his work focused on minority and lower income communities. He argued that different groups in the society have different needs, which could result in fundamentally different plans if they were recognized. He also believed there should be planners acting as advocates, just like a lawyer represents a client. He also concludes the needs of the poor and powerless should be better met in city plans if they were adequately represented. The Davidoff city planning theory extremely influenced the city planners of the 1960s and the 1970s. The advocate planner should provide more detail of information, analysis of current trend, future condition, and detail of means. For example, advocacy planning would create more employee opportunities and better matches for planners with the employers. The advocate planner should be responsible to his clients and better express his client's review for preparing plans. For example, advocacy planning would require planners to see the facts and the reasons, both in support and against the different proposals. It would also require more explicit cost and benefit analysis and careful and precise research. The advocate planner should pay more attention to help the client organization to clarify its ideas and to give expression to them. For example, for the low-income families are especially in need of the assistance of planners. Davidoff argued political parties should actively participate in advocacy planning, but in reality, interest groups fill in the gap caused by present inability of political organizations. Advocacy planning should start at neighborhood level or poor and powerless members of society. Most associations would need funding to hire a planners. This could come from foundations and maybe come from federal government. David argued planning convention should be abolished and the public planning function should be carried out in the executive or legislative office or both. He especially pointed out there should be a Republican and Democratic way of reviewing city development, such as there should be conservative and liberal plans, the plans to support the private market, and the plans to support greater government control. Physical relations and conditions have no meaning or quality apart from the way they serve the users. For example, who gets what, when, where, why, and how are the basic political questions which need to be raised about every allocation of public resources. In these chapters, there are three implications of definition of planning. The planning department should be study and prepare plans related to any area of public concern. Planning education should include different areas for specializations from physical issues. Professional planning organizations should broaden criteria for membership beyond physical planning specializations. Training profession who will be able to express the social objective is very important and extremely needed. The training urban planners to understand both skills, for example, urban conditions and technique, for analyzing and solving urban problems whenever they facing. Plural planning requires educating planners who should be able to engage as professional advocates. Planners should be able to better predict the consequences of proposed courses of action. The planning profession should include members well versed in contemporary philosophy, social work, law, social science, and community design. Each planner must have a deep understanding more of these areas and must be able to give persuasive expression to this understanding. Training future of planners so they can prescribe the future urban life. This is my presentation. I hope you learn something from Chapter 10. Thank you for your time.